Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video from the Tiny Project. I'm Hannah and I run the Tiny Farmers Market and the Tiny Post, which is my monthly snail mail club where I send out more than 5,000 letters every single month, and I send them to anyone who subscribes, and it's basically just a little life update and lots of little fun goodies, a creative project that I started that has since changed my life, and I love to share about it on here. So come along with me. A few life updates. Yesterday we filmed in our studio. We filmed our first ever collaborative YouTube video with a very popular YouTuber who does business content. It was so wildly out of my comfort zone. I was shaking in my boots. They had an entire team come in. It was over, I think it was 9 people were in here. We had huge cameras, huge lighting things. I was mic'd up and they were asking me all of the nitty gritty details about the business side of the Tiny Project, which I'm very big on transparency. Y'all can calculate my numbers yourself, and so I'd love to at least be able to be part of that narrative. And so I don't mind doing videos like that where I get to talk about the behind the scenes and the entrepreneurial side of running a business, especially a creative business, because I would love for more creative businesses to exist, and for the narrative that you have to be a struggling artist to die in our generation, because I think art is so deeply important, and making it accessible is how I was able to now fund my life. And so I have all the thoughts in the world about creativity and being an entrepreneur, and that it doesn't have to look like the typical hustle of it all. But if you want to check that out, I believe it's live on her page now. So that's Cody Sanchez, and we did a Main Street Millionaire video. But some behind the scenes, we'll insert some videos and stuff, but it was really insane. And the team was very nice, but they were just very, very intense. And it made me realize a different side of content that I could never handle. It's like pulling teeth to get me to post a TikTok video, but they were powerhouses. So that was kind of cool to watch the behind the scenes of. My team was amazing. Chelsea and Remy are part of my team, and they are literally they just helped me so much, and I was so grateful. And then my husband was here, and he ended up having to be in the video, which was his literal nightmare. He almost had to lay on the floor and do so many crazy things. God bless him. Sorry. Okay, practicing. Talked about it, I had told him I'm gonna do this thing called the Snail Mail Club, and he was like, yeah, okay.
No, I didn't know what it was.
But you just said you were as long as it doesn't lose us money, and I was like, I don't think it'll lose us money, but I was just trying to break even. And then I remember when it blew up, I was gonna shut it down. I was freaking out because I was we don't have the space. I don't know how to do this. And then you were like, no, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, what was your business skills? You were like, no,
I was we can do that.
You were like, I'll help you hand stamp everything. You locked in.
Yeah, that week where we were hand stamping everything, I was we called our brothers, and it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But no, and then October, that's when the idea happened. But we really wanted to see how long term it was before I quit my job. So then February is when I quit my job.
We had kind of come up with this plan of we need to meet these milestones for him to feel comfortable leaving his high-paying consulting job, and that goal was the end of the year. But then we ended up hitting it way earlier, and then we were I guess we're doing this. It was fun. Now I am prepping for June's send-off, so I'm kind of in the stages of seeing everything that I've designed come in. So I'm doing a lot of checking to make sure that it looks good, feeling confident in it, making some last-minute design changes, and then next week we're going to do a full packing week, which we jokingly always call our hell week, because it's hell. Not really. Some people like packing more than others. I personally hate being alone with my thoughts and like doing the same thing over and over again, but a lot of people say that they like that. My husband loves it. It's very like therapeutic to them, but to me it like drives me crazy. But it's jokingly called our Hell Week, and it's really just the hardest part of I guess it's the hardest part of the logistics for the Tiny Post. For me, the hardest part I think is like the design side of things and just like making sure everything looks good together and feeling confident in my designs and like the artistic process. But this is definitely the like most logistically time consuming. So prepping for that. And then lastly, we have our first ever Tiny Farmers Market after dark, which has been in the works for so long, and I'm so excited. It is at P6, which is this rooftop bar in Austin, Texas. It's like a very, very cool location. And when they reached out, I was like, this could work. This could be really cool. And in Texas, it is insanely hot and so humid during the summer. And so any opportunity to still do the Tiny Farmers Market, but make it a little bit more comfortable for people, we're in on. So we're doing that. We're donating 100% of our proceeds from the ticket sales and from the vendor donations and everything to the Andy Roddick Foundation, which supports education in the Austin area, which I'm very huge on. We're very excited. I'm really hoping to at least reach $3,000, and I think we're on pace to do that. So that's very exciting. So many things in the work, so busy. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take you guys along with me. Okay, love you guys, bye. I think I've alluded to it many times, but content is incredibly hard for me because I don't like to look at myself in the camera all the time. It really brings down the vibes for me. But one thing that has helped me is me and my husband, this is the studio, and so we go into the studio every single day. And one thing that helps me is he really likes to get up and at 'em and like get to the office, and I'm very much like slow roll with the punches, and like I really don't like getting ready in the mornings. And so what we've started doing is like we go to the office, and then when I feel ready, I always bring my makeup bag and like my get ready stuff so that I can do that here while he's working, and then I can start doing content after I've put on a lip or something. Yeah, so that's why this looks like a mess. And like the reason I don't do lifestyle content is because that's kind of the state of my makeup bag. And actually yesterday when we were doing the YouTube video, I didn't even have any of my makeup stuff with me, which was so stupid, but they kept being like, redo your lip, or like, let's fix your hair. And I'm like, I don't have any of that stuff with me. Like I was like going on like 6 hours of filming, and they're like, you're looking a bit chapped. And I'm like, this is me. This is the best you're gonna get today. So should have brought my makeup bag, but honestly, I don't like when people see this. But maybe I'll get into lifestyle content at some point, and I can show you a little what's in my bag. I have several different types of old lashes. I never get rid of anything. I like to save things. I have a little bit of like a, what is it called? A mindset that like, I'll never get it again. Anyways, anybody else get that? Okay, I'm gonna show you everything that is in here that's going out in the June's Tiny Post. I'm very excited about June. This one was like so fun for my inner child. Let me show you everything that is going out in June's Tiny Post. This is such a passion project, and so I like to get so wildly creative with everything. And this month was all book fair themed, and kind of the background behind that is like that's a very deeply nostalgic thing for me, and I think a lot of people, like when you walk into a book fair and you can just like smell the book fair, and like that smell takes you back. And so I just kind of talked about my relationship with nostalgia, some weird things that come up for me with that, but then also like getting back to like my whimsy and like childlike self. And I think the book fair is kind of that gateway for me. And so this is everything that went into it. So we did red envelopes this month. Red is very much I think you can tell like the theme of my business and like my background, and so it just felt very me. And then this I'm very excited about. These are little library cards so I designed the actual library card, but the hope was like to create a very like analog experience, and everybody loved last month that I did a bunch of different colored envelopes, and so I kind of stuck with that vibe doing these little sleeves. These are little library cards, very analog, very like 1990s, 2000 vibes, or at least that's what it reminds me of. But you would basically like write in like when you got the book and like when you have to return it, and these used to go in the back of books, and so super cute. And in the back I have the journal prompt that I always do, music, so this is a little playlist, and then this is actually a QR code where you guys can send me songs that you love, and then I'm going to put it in the playlist for next month. So I always try to connect us somehow. We've done pen pal exchanges, we've done Facebook groups, and now we are doing music. So I'm super excited about that. And then these are all like, we have to hand put them in all of these, so it's taking a little bit of time, but it's a labor of love, and I think they look so cute. And it says from the public library of the Tiny Post. Okay, then we have the tarot cards as always. I'm not going to show you what they are because I want to keep them a secret, but Hannah put super cute like retro stickers on all of them, and so they're kind of fun. And I think these ones you can actually peel back so you can save the sticker, because I know a lot of people try to save the washi tape that's on there, and this one's a little bit easier. Okay, this is exciting. We were able to find vintage smelly stickers from like old book fairs. So these are like very old, but they are so cute, and they are scratch and sniff. And so this one's like apple, this one is strawberry, this one is pineapple, and then we also have grape. And so this super takes me back, because in elementary school, if I could get my hands on a sensory item, a scratch and sniff sticker, I would have done crazy shit for this. So super fun. The only thing that kind of sucks about them is I think because they smell, they have this like kind of weird film on them that like looks weird. So I'm a little bit worried people are gonna be like, mine is weird, but they're all like that. So I think that's what makes them smelly. Anyways, this month I did banana bread as the recipe. That's very nostalgic for me. And I just did a video making this on my TikTok if you guys want to check it out. And then one of my favorite like books growing up was the Richard Scarry books. You might recognize them, but I kind of did my own interpretation of those designs. And that's what's on the back of this, is like some of those characters. And then of course, because it's book fair themed, we had to do a bookmark. It says, "Get in losers, we're going to the book fair." And this is another Richard Scarry design, but it's just kind of cute and fun and very whimsical and childlike, and yeah. And then this was the little sticker that I designed this month, and it says, "This book belongs to," and then you can write your name and put it like in your book. And then lastly, I think this is very, very fun, but it's handwriting paper is what we ended up printing the letter on this month. It definitely doesn't like fully line up, but I think it's fine because I'm treating it more like kind of like the vellum that goes on top, and I think it'll look really cute. I don't know, do you guys see the vision? Anyways, so this is kind of just hopefully a capsule into what it felt like to go to the book fair. And for those of you who don't live in the US, I think the UK has them. I know like Australia does. There's a few countries that do have the book fair, but I know it's also a very strictly like US vibe, I think. And so for those who do not experience the book fair, I hope that this gives you a small insight into it. And the whole hope is that it'll inspire you to kind of think about past nostalgia in your life and how to kind of connect with that older version of you and the things that you loved at that time. And I hope that this helps. I'm also really excited because we've been having our studio series in the studio. So we'll have people come in here and we'll teach classes on different things, like everything from embossing to, I think we have ceramics this month. We have like goat therapy, just like lots of fun things. The goat therapy is actually not in here. But every single time we do one of those. We have people take photos with their items, and then we put them up here, and we're gonna hopefully like make a whole wall out of them. But it's just so beautiful to see it all like filling up with all the different people that have come to our little studio series. It warms my heart. We also started at the Tiny Farmers Market to now have like a very cute little analog sticker machine where you put in quarters and then you can get little stickers that I've designed. And that has been very, very fun to like curate because I love those types of sticker machines. But the stickers just came in from our sticker guys, and I'll show them to you. These are some of the stickers that we did this month, but this one just says Tiny. This one was a sticker that went out a long time in the Tiny Post, and it used to say Tiny Post, but I just took that off and made it like a mailbox. This duck came out way bigger than we thought it was gonna be. That's like almost the size of a hand. So sorry about that. And then this tomato. But these are all like little designs that have been circulating in the Tiny Farmers Market and the Tiny Post and different things, and then we like to reuse them and have them at the farmers market. It is the morning of the first ever Tiny Farmers Market after dark, which I am so insanely excited about, but also very nervous. And I'm in the office or studio right now, making all of the little like printed signs for payment and merch and all that. I think they actually turned out so cute. Look at them. They're adorable. They're literally just like regular printer paper, and then I just rounded the corners with one of those like punch hole round corner things. I don't know what they're called, but I thought they turned out really, really cute. And then we're gonna put them on little like easels on our table. And then I also just printed out our sticker sheet. This goes in the actual sticker machine and shows everybody what stickers they can get. So these are just like images of the stickers, but obviously the stickers come out like that. So super excited about that. And I'm surprised that there's like not actually that much to do before we have to get there. It's kind of nice having it at a different location than the house, because normally I'm like running around with my head cut off. Also, we normally have the markets obviously in the morning, so I'm normally up at like 4:30 a.m. or like 5 a.m. to get everything set up. And this one is like so nice because it starts at 7 p.m. so I'm just like chilling during the day. But that's a little update. I'll hopefully maybe try to film some of the farmers market, but we will see if we have time for that. So we're unboxing all of these stickers for today's Tiny Farmers Market. We put these in our little sticker machine and they're so cute, except this guy came out huge. There was just a slight miscommunication, I think, on how big we wanted it. So they're supposed to fit into these pieces and they kind of close like this. So when you get them, they come out, but these will not fit. So these guys are gonna be probably just given out or put on our little website. They're so cute. They're just the size of my hand. And then this is our little sticker machine. She's empty right now, but we're about to fill her with all of that stuff. Excuse the house. We are in the process of changing a few things. This man's about to stress me out. He did just load the entire car, but he's just taking his sweet time. We're on our way to P6 to go to our first ever Tiny Farmers Market after dark. Nathan just packed the entire car, and it's very weird doing it somewhere that's not at the house, but it's also kind of nice. We're gonna go pick up my brother. He's gonna be some hands-on help during the event, and then we're gonna meet up with everybody else. And then I probably won't film during the actual thing, but maybe Chelsea will. Okay, come on guys. We're vlogging. Just smile. It's not a picture.
Say something,
It's
man.
not a picture.
What's up, y'all?